Hey friends, are you all set for some super cool storytelling time? Awesome! Today we're diving into a fantastic tale called Three Little Pigs. Get ready to meet some really fun characters and learn some really neat stuff along the way. So find a comfy spot, snuggle up, and let's jump into this amazing adventure together. Now, get ready for lots of fun. Once upon a time, there was an old mother pig who had three little pigs and not enough food to feed them. So, when they were old enough, she sent them out into the wood to seek their fortunes. The first little pig was very lazy. He didn't want to work at all. He built his house out of straw. The second pig worked a little bit harder, but he was somewhat lazy too, and he built his house out of sticks. Then they sang and danced and played together the rest of the day. The third little pig worked hard all day and built his house with bricks. It was a sturdy house, complete with a fine fireplace and chimney. It looked like it could withstand the strongest winds. The next day, a wolf happened to pass by the lane where the three little pigs lived, and he saw the straw house, and he smelled the pig inside. He thought the pig would make a mighty fine meal, and his mouth began to water. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in, let me in." But the pig saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole. So he answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." Then the wolf showed his teeth and said, "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed and puffed and blew the house down. The wolf opened his jaws very wide and bit down as hard as he could. But the first little pig escaped and ran to hide with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the lane. He passed by the second little house made of sticks. He saw the house and smelled the pigs inside, and his mouth began to water as he thought about of the fine dinner they would make. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the pigs saw the wolf's pointy ears through the keyhole, so they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and blow your house down." So he huffed and puffed and blew the house down. The wolf was greedy, and he tried to catch both pigs at once. But he was too greedy and got neither. His big jaws clamped down on nothing but air, and the two little pigs scrambled away as fast as the little hooves could carry them. The wolf chased them down the lane. He almost caught them, but they made it to the brick house and slammed the door closed before the wolf could catch them. The three little pigs were very frightened. They knew the wolf wanted to eat them, and that was very, very true. The wolf hadn't eaten all day, and he had worked up a large appetite chasing the pigs around, and now he could smell all three of them inside, and he knew that the three little pigs would make a lovely feast. So the wolf knocked the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." The little pig saw the wolf's narrow eyes through the keyhole, so they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." Well, he huffed and puffed and he huffed and huffed and he puffed and puffed, but he couldn't blow the house down. At last, he was out of breath that he couldn't huff and he couldn't puff anymore. So he stopped to rest and thought a bit, but this was way too much. The wolf danced without rage and swore he would come down to the chimney and eat the little pigs up for his supper. But while climbing onto the roof, the little pig made up a blazing fire. He put a big pot of full water to boil. Then, just as the wolf was coming down the chimney, the piggy pulled off the lid, and plop! In fell the wolf into the scuttling water. So the little piggy saved their lives. The end. Well, that was an amazing story. That was. We hope you had as much fun as we did. But guess what? The fun doesn't have to stop there. There are so many more stories waiting for us to discover together. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss out on our next exciting story. And don't forget to share this video with your friends because sharing stories is one of the coolest things ever. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep enjoying your day.